Okay, great. I'm struggling for bandwidth today, so I'm going to leave my camera off. But thanks everyone for giving me a few minutes today. I'm going to give you a brief overview of the concept of the International Lunar Year. Many of you may have heard about this already. Ben Greenhagen spoke about this at our last League annual meeting, and I gave a brief overview, when was that, LPSC, a couple months ago. And hopefully you'll all be hearing about this more in the future as we go forward. Next slide, please. So the International Lunar Year, or ILY or ILY, is a concept that many of us have been putting forward the last several months. The concept is that this will be a year-ish of sustained and well-publicized scientific collaboration and public outreach, all relating to the moon. Maybe you've heard of some other international years previously. The point of these types of events are both to raise awareness of scientific achievements and their impact on the public, and also to promote large-scale scientific collaborations, and especially at the international level. So the most famous international year was the International Geophysical Year in the late 1950s. There have been international polar years, international year of astronomy, of light, et cetera, et cetera. So we are proposing to hold an international lunar year before the end of the decade. And this is specifically because we're currently in this period of really unprecedented international lunar exploration. The number of people on this call and at previous LSSWs really is evidence for all the excitement about exploring the moon these days. So we want to keep building on that momentum and at this point, determine how humanity can take its next steps out into the solar system, and also to celebrate all things lunar. So for a couple of specific, tangible talking points, an International Lunar Year could do things like promote and prompt new multilateral coordinations relevant to enduring human and robotic presence at the moon. It could promote long-term safety and sustainability in things like exploration and utilization activities. It would foster coordination between scientific, educational, and commercial space communities, and promote communication and coordination between operators in cislunar space. Next slide, please. So for a couple more specifics, when will this year happen? Our current plans are that it would start in 2027, where we're thinking of a kickoff date of February 6th. There's an annular solar eclipse that day, so it seemed like a good day to start the year. And then it would run through either mid or late 2028, so that we could end on either a total solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse. And so it's really maybe like a year and a half, maybe a little bit more, but that's okay. We'll be a little bit generous with the deadlines there. Where will this happen? It's meant to be international, so there should be activities planned all across the globe, including, the major players in cislunar space that we're all familiar with, but also we really would like to encourage nations that are not traditionally represented in lunar robotic exploration to work in tandem with more prevalent countries so that other countries can get kind of a leg up and can jump right into all the excitement that's happening. And this also is a time that we can encourage everyone who loves the moon to participate in these kinds of events. So scientists, engineers, commercial sectors, but also social scientists, informal educators, the public, students, artists, etc. And so how specifically will we do this? We're currently making plans for this. So League put together a coordination group of people from various interested organizations, such as universities or labs, so that we could start planning all of this together. And so we've been meeting monthly for the past few months to start laying the groundwork for all these ILY events. And looking forward to 2027, the types of events that we plan on holding could look like research collaborations or sharing of science data, establishing new international standards, education activities, and interactions with each other off planet. Next slide. So within that coordination group, we currently have over 40 organizations that are listed here. We have members of each of these groups as a part of our coordination group. If your organization is not on this list, or if you're not sure if it is on this list, please feel free to email me. These are mostly based in the US because that's just where we started, but we have several international organizations and we're growing rapidly. And so we're currently expanding just from a mostly US-centric group to a truly international effort. And eventually we will take this proposal to the UN for formal certification of the International Lunar Year concept. And next slide, please. It's my last slide. And if you love this idea and you're thinking, oh, this is so great, but I just can't wait for 2027, good news, you can celebrate, well, you can celebrate the moon every day. But in July 20th is the official International Moon Day, which was proposed by the Moon Village Association, and they've held this celebration for the past couple of years. And they are actively soliciting new events that would like to participate in this International Moon Day. So if you would like to plan an event, if you already have an event planned to do something lunar-centric, science, education, art, whatever, you can submit that to join the International Moon Day effort by going to their website listed here or using the QR code and basically just saying, hey, I'm planning this event. I'd like this to be part of the International Moon Day celebration. So please do keep that in mind. And if you have any other questions, feel free to email me and let's all celebrate the moon in a couple of years. Thanks.